Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King, and this is Boy.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted.
There are so many things going on in the city right now. If you're thinking of visiting Marbella, now is certainly a good time to do so. We have all the pretty Christmas lights, all the activities organised by the town hall, not to mention all the charity galas, dinners and Christmas dinners, so a lot of fun. And now I'm very delighted to welcome our first guest. He's from CIT Marbella, that wonderful business networking association who sends in a member every week for us to meet. And this is particularly interesting because it's the Palmyra Hotel, and I'm sure they're going to add to the list of things that you can do on the upcoming festivities. Fran, good morning. How lovely to see you again.
Good morning, Nicole. Thank you for inviting me.
My absolute pleasure. So the hotel, how's it going? You did a lot of changes. Last time we met was a few years ago now.
It was.
It was? It goes quickly. It goes really quickly.
It went quick after COVID, and 2022 was a great year. 2023 we are doing really well as well. So very happy to be here and present our Christmas program today.
Wonderful. So tell us, when did the festivities start at the hotel? I'm sure it's already decorated and looking lovely.
It is already decorated, and we are having plenty of group meals, business encounters, and the Christmas dinners, no? And lunches that we are celebrating. So the hotel decoration is already on, and now we are just smelling the Christmas season. We will be offering the Christmas lunch on the 25th, which is a 3 courses menu, very special one. Here in Spain it's tradition to go out for lunch on the 25th, the Christmas day, and we decided to offer the lunch for special families and groups. And on the 31st we will have our traditional New Year's gala dinner, which will be wonderful. Every year we are having a really special moment because obviously it's the end of the year and the welcome to the new one approaching. But I would say that especially this one, the menu looks absolutely gorgeous, and all the hard work that we have put in will make out of the New Year's a special event.
I can see that you're excited about it, which is nice. If the people who are actually putting on the party are excited about it, that's definitely a good sign. So if we're going to go for Christmas lunch, what time would we show up, and what can people expect at the Christmas lunch? So
starting from 1:30, 2 p.m, you will be able to arrive to Palmyra restaurant in the Hotel Sultan, and it will be a 3-course menu, and obviously in the main course, one of the options will be the traditional Christmas turkey breast. And for those that they are not that fancy about the traditional turkey breast, we'll also have the option of the roasted turbot.
Nice.
So as a seafood. So yeah.
And for New Year, will there be entertainment? Will you be doing the grapes? Tell us a bit about what we can expect from that.
Of course, New Year's, the New Year's dinner will be, the reception at the lobby will be at 8:30 p.m. and then it will be followed by some canapés. Dinner we hope everyone to be sit down by 9:15, and then it will start the 5 courses menu for dinner. Then we'll have the grapes, obviously, and the welcome to the new year. Open bar until 4 or 5 in the morning, depending on how late we get, which it will look like for sure we will close down around 5 p.m. a.m. Sorry, and yeah.
Do you have rooms available in the hotel for those who'd like to stay, or are you already sold out?
There is some left, not too many. But
because obviously that's a nice option if you're going to be out to all times of the morning, just to be able to stumble up to bed as opposed to going home. And for parking, where would one park if going to the Sultan Hotel?
We do have a parking in-house in the hotel, so it's very convenient as well for where
big plus.
Yeah, it's a big plus. It is.
So for 2024, what are the plans for the hotel? What's in store? What ideas do you have for next year?
To be honest, it's not like a major change happening in 2024, but I can already advance you that the occupancy is looking very well. So that will help us getting to have high
What are the like the installations like at the hotel? For those who haven't been, tell us a bit about the hotel, what kind of services you offer.
So our strength points, I would say, is the location and that we offer apartments. So the main difference in between a regular hotel and ourselves, due to being an apart hotel, is that our rooms start from 60 square meters. This is the smallest one. It goes up to 110 square meters. 1 and 2 bedrooms, all equipped with large terraces, fully equipped kitchen. So if you add that to the location we have, which is next to the exhibition center in Marbella and 150 meters away from the promenade and the sea, it's ideal, as you said, because we invite our guests to stay longer, and we give them the opportunity due to having the space and the commodities around.
It really is an ideal location, and I love the idea, particularly when you have children. I find that having an apart hotel just makes life so much easier. But you also then have the Palmyra restaurant.
That's right.
And facilities if you want to eat in the hotel or have coffee and what have you.
We have got our cafeteria called River Place, and we also have Palmyra restaurant, which is an a la carte restaurant, Mediterranean cuisine, where we offer lunch and dinner service. And also we have got a Spa Sultan wellness center where we offer beauty treatments and all kind of activities such as Pilates, yoga, aqua gym. So that's also another strength point of the hotel.
No need to leave at all if you don't want to.
No, you don't need
It
to.
sounds ever so relaxing. I want to get a room myself.
And it invites you to stay longer, as I said before. So you have your own entertainments within the hotel premises, but also the location allows you to explore the old town, the promenade, and enjoy the temperature, which is one of the strengths of the Costa del Sol.
Well, I'm really delighted that you've come to catch us up on what's going on and remind us about the hotel, because I have to say I see it all the time, but I don't think that we residents think about going out to a hotel in England. I did. That would be a very common thing, but I think we need to remind everybody, including myself,
Actually, I would
that the hotels are welcoming.
Actually, I would tell you something. We, for New Year's gala dinner, we have about 30 available spots at the moment, so it's quite booked already. And out of those ones that booked, 50 to 60%, they are from the area. They are not actually staying in the hotel. So just to tell you that it's actually, we have seen a trend within the last years that there is more and more local people, residents, being around, that they want to go to a hotel or a restaurant to spend the New Year's.
Well, I'm really
evening.
delighted for you, because I know that you've put a lot of effort into it, and since you've arrived, a lot of love, and it's obviously paying off. I'm very delighted for you.
Thank you very much.
So there's only a few spots left at the Palmyra restaurant in the Sultan Apart Hotel. Get it all together now. Please do contact Fran and the team if you would like to check out the offer. I'm sure it's going to be a delightful evening, and there's nothing like being pampered and not having to cook at Christmas or the end of the year. And it sounds with a 5-course meal, you can eat your way into 2024.
Even there is meat snacks, open bar, so that you will be completely satisfied.
Wonderful. Do I have to ask, chocolate y churros at 5 in the morning?
And a little mix as well, yeah. Iberian cow meats as well, so consommé, yes.
Okay.
And churros as
So
well.
it's a
yes.
nice mix between the Spanish and the
Yeah.
English and
Yes,
the
yeah, yeah.
international traditions.
That's
Sold.
right.
Sounds like a plan. Congratulations.
Should I book you a table?
I think we do need to talk after the programme. It sounds good. Don't go away. Be back in a moment.
Hey, hey. Hey, hey. It's a brand new day.
Zero Hero, welcome to the Secret Garden. We welcome you.
It's a brand new day. Hey, hey.
Last week we celebrated the 8th annual United Nationalities of Marbella Summit. It was a follow-on from last year's event where we were talking about the opportunities for careers, jobs and activities for our international youth. Also, their mental health. Unfortunately, there is a large suicide problem, not just in our city, it's a worldwide pandemic. But Marbella hasn't got away from this issue, and in fact, we're facing it head on. For the past year, together with Philip Bovin of Tutors, and the IT team that I have with the United Nationalities Marbella Summit, we've been talking to all the different associations, the Red Cross, with students, with schools, trying to find what is the issue, how can we help? And one of the main things seems to be that our international children are having an identity crisis. Is Marbella home, or is their country of origin of their parents home? Just some of the things we discussed at this event, so I thought it would be nice to take you along with me now to the harbour so you can be part of this year's summit and then hopefully give us your feedback. Down list from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're on table. You're on table 5. ¿Cómo estás? Me alegro que hayáis venido.
Muy bien, nos hemos encontrado en la...
Me alegro tanto que hayas venido. I'm so happy you came.
Ay, coño,
We had at the table there, and I've got Laura here from Africa.
Not that much unless he wants to work. No, but to have the opportunity to talk about what.
I tell you where you are, darling. Table 3, my love. Table 3. And Tom?
Tom is on the corner.
Oh, okay. Fun to see you.
Thank you so much.
The other day, the advert saying that it was the year, 2 years.
2 years. Video not?
Lekker, lekker.
Lekker, lekker. You think I learned something?
Yes. People are coming here if they
She pays me back this day.
I'll try to get something.
How are you?
doing it in the wide one. Why is it coming out?
I can't get everyone at all.
Too much.
I love it. There we go.
Are we done?
Big man, big man.
That is it. And then with the phone. Perfect. One of us will have, we don't have our identity.
But amazing, when they break, you don't really know how to do it.
Equipo, good morning Spain.
Good morning, Spain.
Now all of you I think we've met before. The guy, the mixture of everything really. And I also do fashion events. We don't.
Welcome to Lemongrass, Doña Lola. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hogan Stand. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign. And we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
Zero Hero.
Welcome to Pico Banús.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 8th annual United Nationalities of Marbella Summit. Today, once again, we're just going to sum it up, the main things that are going on. But before we start, I'd just like to ask, has anyone come here today with nothing else on their mind except this event? Most of you, I imagine, have so many other things to do, and it really has been stealing time to be here, which I appreciate. But because today is about community, neighbors, being together, I have thought it kind of wise to get us in the right frame of mind. And that is to be at peace and present, because today I really want to pick your brains. We've been working on a project for several years, which is our youth, but I would like you all to be present. So I'm going to welcome, before we start anything, Ankita, because Ankita is going to give us a little moment to just become one with ourselves, stop thinking about the outside world so we can really enjoy the day. Thank you. Do your thing, baby girl. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, so I'm going to first start with sharing an experience that I had a couple of weeks ago. I have a cat, and she fell really sick. So I had to take her to the doctor. But the doctor, I had to ask a friend for help. The friend was running late. So, you have the cat boxes. So I put her in the cat box, imagining my friend would be on time, but unfortunately he was not on time. I had 20 more minutes and I was like, oh my God, if I let her out, she's not going to go back in. She was scratching, she was really desperately, she wanted to get out of the box. So to calm her down, what I did, have you ever seen on Instagram or somewhere, where the small babies, little babies, when they're crying, parents are singing Om sound to them and they suddenly become quiet? So I tried that on my cat. I was not sure it's going to work. I'm not sure anything I see on Instagram, I don't believe it. But I thought, let me give it a try. I don't see any other option. So when I sat down with her, she was in the box, scratching, crying, and I started chanting with her. And to my surprise, I did not believe when I saw she suddenly, after the third or fourth time that I chanted, she suddenly sat down, quiet, looking at me with the closed eyes, almost sleepy. And I thought, oh my God, this can't be true. This can't be happening. Or maybe it's, it's just, it's coincidence. So I thought maybe when I stop, she's gonna go back to her form again. But then I stopped. And she was all right. Then I went away for a bit. She was still all right. And she did nothing. So just the sound of Om, it calmed her down so much because it's a universal sound, right? Om is the universal sound. So for us to begin this event, I would like for us to as well, get in line with ourselves, with the universe, and then we move into this event. Right? Which is, we will listen to other people and we'll listen to ourselves more. I don't know how many people here meditate. Good. Okay, so we will just close our eyes. Okay, fold our hands, close our eyes for 5 minutes. And I'm going to chant, we will all chant together the Om mantra. So we're going to chant Om together 7 times, and then 3 times I'm going to chant that mantra, and I request you to keep your eyes closed then, okay? All right, so we fold our hands, close our eyes, and we try and connect with the universe. Okay, so just close your eyes and think about nothing. Any thought, any sound, don't hear it, just observe everything, but don't pay attention, okay? All right. Everybody together.
Hero, welcome to Belmari.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new. Hey, hey.
Hey, that was awesome, right? Do we all feel more present? Definitely worth it, huh? We live such crazy, busy lives. It's very hard sometimes to actually just be. And I think that sometimes it's necessary to just be, not network, not think about business, but just be neighbors. And that's what today's about, being neighbors, community, #BetterTogether. How can we help each other? For the last few years, we've talked about our kids, our international kids. We chose to live here. We love the life. We bring up our children here. We put them in international schools frequently. And it would seem in our surveys looking at their mental health, their well-being, their happiness, that they do have extra challenges. We grew up being teenagers, and that is tough in itself. But when you don't really know where to call home, it makes it harder. Because if they go to an international school, then they live a superficial life in Marbella. They're not integrated with the town. And the schools often say to, when they go home, whether it's home to Sweden or England or France, when they've grown up here, which should be their home with their family. And if they do leave to go back to their home, our countries of origin, then we don't get to see them get married perhaps and have grandchildren with us because they went home. And I think this is the crux of the crisis in certain part, is that they don't know where to call home. So let's help our children feel like this is home. How do we do that? Well, that's why we're here today. We're going through different aspects of it. Later on, we'll be looking at the mental health aspect. But right now, I'm going to invite Isabel, who's the principal of the Swedish school, who has lived like me a very Spanish life, but has international children and facing the challenges of our choice to come and live abroad. So thank you, Isabel. Really, really grateful.
I think I might have to raise this a little bit. Seems to be a bit of echo. Anders Lagrier is my name, and I'm CEO of the Swedish School of Marbella. We actually employ a principal who's better at that part. I run the business part, she does the educational part. She's unfortunately not here today with us, but Johanna, one of our teachers, is here. And I've been involved in the Swedish school for 13 years. It's existed 20 years. And I've lived in Marbella for 15 years, and curiously enough, I hadn't met Nicole King until a couple of months ago when she came to the celebration of our 20th anniversary at the Swedish school. So having brought up 3 children myself in Spain and running a school for 13 years, I've been involved in what it's like to be an international young person in a foreign country. Myself also, I lived in many different places, and I think Nicole summed it up. It's where is home? What is your home? Before coming to Marbella, I lived in Granada for 15 years. So I find it interesting to compare the two 15-year periods that I lived in Spain. My first daughter was brought up in Granada, my 2 younger children here in Marbella. And there is a very big difference, and I've been analyzing it before speaking today, and I think it's mainly down to numbers, that in Granada we were just like a drop in the sea. You either integrated or you had no one to talk to. The kids had to go there were no international schools. There were state-run schools or schools run by the church. So you just picked the school that was closest to where you lived. And the few of us that were not Spanish there, we learned how to speak Spanish. Our kids made Spanish friends, and they quickly felt that was their home. While here in Marbella, we're so many in the international community. I think, I don't know the exact numbers, 147 nationalities, but I think we must make up about 50% of the population of Marbella by now. So of course it's much easier to create our own community and live in that community and not integrate into the local community. We have I can only speak for the Swedish. We have our own school, we have our shops, our restaurants, our magazines, our radio, TV programs. And people tend to move within those little bubbles that we have created. And I have absolutely no criticism of that. We've chosen to come here for various reasons. I think many people, at least in the Swedish community, come here because of the weather, the lifestyle. But I think the question that we're addressing today, and what Nicole and I spoke about, is where does that put our children, the young people? I find that when they're little and you move here, there's lots for them to do, and they kind of tag along with their parents, and home is wherever your house is and your family. But as they grow up and and need to find their own identity, it becomes more complicated because we adults speak of home where we came from, where our home was, which for us is something that was very clear where we are from. But for the young people in Marbella today, I really think that we need to do more. And I don't know what the solution is, but I think by finding a solution, it's important that we recognize that there is a problem, there is an issue for many young people. Nicole sees it, I see it at my school. I see that when the kids are in Spain, they talk about Sweden as being home and being a great place. But not everyone has a home to go back to there. Many people do, but not everyone. And when they're there, they don't feel as home as they might want to because they actually live in Spain. So I think the idea is to together put our brains together and find a way to help the youth to feel more at home in Marbella. Thank you.
Awesome. It's amazing that you meet the people you need to meet at the time you need to meet them. So although we hadn't met before, when we started talking, we share so many things in common, and I think there are many parents here and many grandparents here and people who work here. So things that we've thought about are, well, getting the kids more involved with the charities. We have here Kudeka representative and the Deborah Butterfly Children Charity, very integrated, but work experience, for example, in the charity shops is one way of our kids getting work experience and meeting and feel needed. And then also having perhaps centers where they can meet together and hang out and get local businesses to offer training for career opportunities. These are things that we can do. You have paper and pens on your tables. We would love that whenever you have an idea or thought that you just write it down, and at the end we can collect those up, because we're not offering solutions, we're just addressing issues and then commenting how we can perhaps go forward. Because we have here the councillor for Mijas, and I think that that's a big international community as well, and there are similar situations that we face being Guineas abroad or foreigners abroad. So the next thing we're going to do we have a lot of kids who are very unhappy, very depressed, and most of them, or a lot of them, come from very good schools and very good families. But I bet you there's not one person here who sometime in their life hasn't felt like you just don't know who to speak to, don't know who to turn to, don't know what to do next, whether as children or as adults. Because even if we have friends and family around us, we don't want to worry them, we don't want to bother them, or we think they couldn't help anyway. Our kids have a lot of challenges. As I say, living abroad is an extra one. Where's home? Where am I needed? Where do I fit in? So Philip Bovan, who has been on the TV with me many times, and every time he tells stuff, he's a techie, nerdy guy. It's really cool. But every time he speaks, we have no idea what he's saying. But I know it's important. I know I should know. I should know because I have kids, grandkids, and I have a business. So as much as I don't like AI, and I don't think that I think it's scary actually, because once it knows we fed it all the information from each one of us, it's going to know all we know and more. But it is a reality, and it is the world our kids, our grandkids, and business is going. So Philip not only is going to give us a little demonstration to introduce us to the basics of ChatGPT, so all of us can have an idea what it's about and how it can help us. He's also worked on adding a link to our Happy Helpline, which is where we have as a first phase linked together all the suicide prevention and helplines that there are in English that we can all share, hopefully through the media in different ways, that if anyone's feeling desperate, doesn't know who to speak, Happy Helpline, find the Samaritans or the different associations that suit them. But based on our kids, as Ian Blackwell pointed out 2 years ago, don't talk on the phone, they need to be able to text. And Philip has been working on an app, a thing, that will be a closed, safe space where kids can literally, and us, put in, I don't know what to do with my life, I feel useless, and it will come back and say, but have you thought of this? So I'm going to say no more. Just thank you, Philip, so much for embracing this so wholeheartedly. And Philip Boban of Tutors and so many other things. Go get them, kiddo.
With Nicole, proceeding with her work, what she did with youth, thinking of an app which would benefit them in the struggle, like like mental health issues or any other opportunities for them to connect to each other.
Take the mic. Take the mic.
Yeah?
Take the mic, yes.
I think I'm audible. No.
Too far away from the mic.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a teacher, so I don't like mics. So yeah, again, I was saying that together with Nicole, we have been proceeding with her mission as she worked with children and youth to ideate some ways for them to connect with community on a healthy level. So whenever they experience anxiety, depression, or in worst case suicidal thoughts, there's some ways we could improve their well-being. So our work was to create an app which could serve in these cases, to prevent any worse scenarios, and also to imagine what could be an option for English-speaking people to get useful information. So this is an app which we have been building according to the branding they made earlier with kids. So the hearts are different colors. We invented the name Happy Helpline to make it so it's not like, because the topic is so sensitive, so again it cannot be like suicide prevention line. So we just wanted to address the issue in a way that it would be still in a positive way, addressed in a positive way. So the idea behind the prototype which we made is that we are able to have different links, again, categories of activities they could have, but beside that, to offer an opportunity for them to chat with professionals, the network Nicole has been building around. Professionals of different kinds, like psychologists, counselors, and so on. So again, for us it's meaningful for kids to have a way to chat or call in an anonymous way, which is actually not a way that it is done with most of the helplines, because with the helplines you usually have to use your phone so they can get your location and so on. And we feel that it's not a good component of trust for those kids in need of help. So in our prototype, we are ideating it a way that it's completely anonymous, so kids have access to communication with professionals. They are able to browse the list of those professionals in the app. They can look into details of the professionals to check again, because when you're connecting about these sensitive issues, you want somehow to get more information about the people you want to talk to. Then, of course, the filter of those who are available at the moment. And again, to be able to book time with them, to know when they're available, where are they located, if you want to go live. So all of this was based on the information Nicole provided us, which would be beneficial in the app. Besides that, we were also, I will show you quickly the quick chat option. So just a quick chat option is to discuss quickly with somebody without choosing the professional. So any available professional will be connected to that person. Besides that, there will be the home screen will kind of have this, again, positive vibe. So there will be some quotes with some positive sayings. There will be frequently asked questions about the app, of course, for the people to understand how to use it and so on. And then there's some functions we are not introducing now. There's a journal to fill out your feelings of the day in a simple manner. So again, user-friendly, with smileys and adding comments, so you can follow your daily routines or daily experiences. But also the categories, like Nicole told, like safe spaces. So we could introduce people to different activities, different career opportunities, remote or live internships, and so on, and also places where they can build their communities, because that's also important to find like a space where they can reinvent something new, which might not be there, but they are like-minded people who would enjoy connecting together. So basically that's it about this app. And then the next thing we have been working on is, I will show you the landing page, just a moment. Let's hope it works. There's no demo effect so far, so I'm quite happy. We have been working quite intensively, especially as I have been moving around. I was in Finland going through our educational partners, so this all has been happening without me able to follow the process that well. But again, this Happy Helpline AI is something which I wanted to introduce you guys as a demo, how AI could be a supportive fellow in situations like this. Again, with AI, the problems are about hallucinations, so they could give wrong advice, they could give something which advice about some place which doesn't exist. So in our way, we wanted to show what would be a supportive layer of AI without these hallucinations. And in our case, it's also about giving self-feedback. So when people are aware of themselves, they're usually better adaptable. They adapt better for the situation they experience. So in our case, we are. Let's see. I will share you the links as well, so you can try them out later on. So in our case, it's a quiz. There will be a login. Because it's a paid service, so there will be restrictive login only for attendees here, which I share later, or with the information. So it's a quiz which collects information about the person. We thought that it's important also to be able to skip those questions, because some people might be overwhelmed, so they might not be interested to go through all the options. So basically going through quiz, there's some 15-20 questions, I think, related to well-being. So through that quiz, we are collecting anonymously information about the user, so the AI will have a summary of that user, and then later on, we're nearly finished. Later on, it will offer the topics which would be your point of interest. So in this case, better sleep, emotional wellness, physical wellness, mindfulness, balanced life, anxiety, and stress. Again, this is all demo, so we made it by ourselves. So we would need help of professionals to make the questions and adjust the app. So we tried to build it as fast as possible for you to enjoy. So here we could choose few topics and then proceed. And in this case, we have. There's already one demo effect, because I wanted it to be proactive, so there should be a button to say that hello or whatever, so it's easily accessible. But in this case, hopefully, it was just a button on the in the input section. So yeah, I just pressed the button, and the AI already is proactive, so it's kind of a. On the information presented earlier, it's already kind of telling its, as a friendly assistant, it's telling its comments on the person's answers. And again, this is something to be adjusted, because we want it to be more interactive. We don't want it to give these monologues, so it's something we are working on. But the idea is for it to be friendly, proactive, giving some paragraph of text in the beginning, but kind of helping the person to talk more about the subject they've chosen. So, for example, it's asking if you're open to it, would you like to talk more about what's been causing your anxiety or stress? So, based on the information I earlier selected, it's giving the summary and then proactively, and then the topics I selected, it's already kind of trying to discuss in a friendly manner. So this is the way we could use AI to support 24/7, people who just want somebody to have an anonymous discussion with, especially in the sensitive subjects when you maybe not handling it by yourself, not with others. So it's a very simple tool, which is very useful. Okay, so the next subject would be to show you guys the use of AI for the future, how, like, for example, in education it could be used. Again, I want to emphasize that in education many times we are always kind of we hate technology in many ways. I'm like, at least I hated technology before kind of joining the ranks during pandemic, because I saw that it would kind of diversify and build up a customized experience for our students, which is amazing. Like in education, I come from Finland, so I relate to Swedish educational system probably in many ways. So again, the topics are mainly about how we caught the students of not cheating on the tests and so on. And I think this is like irrelevant, because we should be concentrating on adapting the tools as fast as possible, because it's their future, and the future is moving very fast forward. So I'm like, even in 1 year, ChatGPT has been open for public access. Like, the things have changed drastically, and it's just going to be progressive, because AI doesn't sleep. So it's progressive. It's extremely progressive. So in this case, for example, this is an example which we wanted to showcase with my AI advisor, who unfortunately is missing because of COVID. He works in a non-profit, Dutch non-profit, discovering cure for cancer with AI. So he wanted to showcase some examples for you guys, for you to understand. So, for example, this is the prompt he gave, to create example CV for someone who's just graduated and from restaurant, and what could be an example CV. So ChatGPT can generate it easily, and there's all the things needed for the CV. Then he asked for somebody who is a bit more experienced, and then he asked for CV of an opera singer. So again, all this information is in a standard manner, which how the CV are created. So this is a simple exercise how we can create template data for any purpose. For example, for this event, we created 3 different people with 3 different backgrounds for us to be able to show you how nowadays already recruitment is using these tools to analyze different profiles. So here is an example of evaluation of the cook. So evaluating those CVs, we can see that the person who has had less experience, when prompted to scale them between 1 and 10, would get 7 as their evaluated as 7, and given some short information that because of the relevant education they get the high score, but relevant experience, but still there's entry-level position, but still they are not that experienced, they just graduated. Then the next guy, the next person has extensive experience, and she got 9 as a score because of many years of work. And yeah, but by the way, this work application is for Marbella restaurant, so there was also cultural knowledge if that person knows local foods and has experience working in Marbella and so on. So and the last person was the opera singer, so she got only 2 points, even she is the extremely experienced in her area. And this is a good showcase again how it's recruitment already processes the applications, because as you know, there's hundreds of applications sent by many applicants, and it's just tremendous amount of work for recruiters and employees, they don't understand like how it really works. So we already had this problem before, and now it's being handled with AI in most of the cases. So the last thing I want to show you about ChatGPT is how we could use it for tutoring. And this is the subject I don't really understand anything about. It's about physics. So it was made by Tero, so unfortunately I'm not the best person to introduce it. But at the same time, it's a good way to show that, you know, here it's asking, I have a problem where there's a car and multiple kinds of forces applied to it. I need to find out the maximum inclination of a slope for this car. What should I consider? And again, this is a great tool for tutoring. So even I understand nothing about physics, here it gives me 6 things I should be considering when evaluating the forces affecting the car on the slope. It also gives me some brief information like theory, some other things to consider. Then Tero was prompting, is that the component of gravity which is parallel to the slope? Again, 24/7 assistant, so you can kind of build up your information, go deep into understanding what it's really about. So instead of reading the textbook all over again, you can just simply ask, did you understand it right? And then it will give you more examples. It would kind of dive into that information. So it's kind of the conversational tool which we have here now open for everyone. It's an amazing tutor, and you can, like, for students, they just can dive deep into some areas they don't understand, or some areas they're enthusiastic about. So I'm like, that's an amazing opportunity for all people working in education. Then the last thing was that he asked, couldn't the car also flip over before the gravity overcomes the force of friction? So he went deeper in this subject, so it wasn't about the forces anymore, it was about application of that formula, application of that theory, and again, ChatGPT helps. And the last thing Tero asked me to present about ChatGPT was just to tell about Bloom's 2 sigma. People working in education might know, I didn't know, but he's actually from the same field as I was. So I was studying educational psychology. So educational psychologists from 1984 already introduced us that to be able to offer a high level of education, it should be one-on-one. But it has been studied forever, and this is the way to go. But unfortunately, it's not cost effective, so it wasn't scalable before. But now we have a solution which makes it scalable. And most of the educational solutions will be somehow connected to AI tools. So yes, and the last thing I want to introduce you is our new company, which we got founded in July, based on work we did after ChatGPT was released. We worked with, I worked with several institutions in Finland, like 15 plus, and our main collaborator is Finland's biggest University of Applied Sciences, XAMPP. So they invested in our company, which is solving the educational and recruitment problems. So basically, I believe that again, as we follow extremely progressive needs on the market, where people are not skilled enough to work in the future, we will need to reskill, we will need to adapt, and we will also need to upgrade our our degrees and educational models a lot. So in our case, we are connecting informal learning like Coursera, Udemy, and other things like that to degree studies, which they would help parallelly to customize education for those people who are really active, who are really enthusiastic to choose what they want to do in the future. Because degree studies, as you know, they're not current. They're invented after several years of work, bureaucracy, and so on. And also, they are not serving the standard. So they're standardized for people working in groups, for teachers to be able to deliver to 20, 30 students, and they're groups of many. So in our case, we want to emphasize that those people who really are driven to study, who are driven to specialize, they will be able to do it by themselves when they are offered this informal learning courses. So they can specialize and they can also broaden their knowledge. They can also test out, like before they leave the educational institution, so they can kind of have a better understanding of their identity again. Because in the future, I feel that it's mostly connected to our identity, what we really want to do. We should be passionate about what we're doing, otherwise it doesn't make any sense. I'm like, it's not well-being. That's it.
Quickly, this is a little brochure I did for the television. The main reason I did this brochure is because on the inside cover are the emergency numbers. And it is shocking how many people have no idea. Even a friend of mine, they were breaking into her house, and she is Spanish, basically, Maria, and she didn't know who to ring. She just didn't know what to do. So here are the emergency numbers. It's also got, if you've got a rescue dog, you found a dog, you lost a dog, AAA's number, and the basic things that you need. At the same time, I took advantage to put the times that you can take the rubbish out without being fined, how you can get large bits of furniture collected and not dump them on the street. Obviously not leaving dog poops. Also, I put the parking, because not many of you know what the white, blue and green lines mean for parking, so I've explained that. And also how to pay a fine, because that can be complicated. And then very, 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 very important, do not trust the zebra crossings. They mean absolutely nothing. They're basically death traps. They have them on the exit of motorways, off roundabouts. It couldn't be more dangerous. So please, and pass it on. So as I say, this is the main basics. A synopsis of what we're talking about today, because I would like us all to follow this up. In fact, Isabel and I have discussed that we need to, between us, contact the schools, sign petitions, and demand social centres for our kids. One in Cabo Pino, one in Rio Real, one in the centre of Marbella, one in San Pedro, and one in Guadalmina. In the sense of this has to happen, but it won't happen unless there's a number of us. And then I'm really proud to say that I've got a new project, and it's Good Morning Spain, and some of my team are here. And I would really appreciate if you could all follow us on YouTube, Good Morning Spain TV. We air the program every Monday at 10 o'clock till 11. It's been a great success. Pablo is our camera, editor, and everything else as well. So thank you to my team, and really happy to be doing something exciting. Please do share. And then obviously, Linear Director have been awesome to me. They just really support this initiative. The Road Traffic Safety Foundation have sponsored the disposable breathalyzers and our Zero Hero campaign. Zero Hero is free soft drinks for designated drivers in participating venues like the Harbour, and also the Playwright and the Hard Rock Hotel and the casino and many other cool places. So as Linda says in our promo, why pay if you don't have to? So that's a great one. And then obviously contact numbers here, Town Hall, sign on to their newsletter. They will tell you every 2 weeks what's going on, but you can tell them what you're doing and they will share it in their newsletter every 2 weeks. So it's a missed opportunity for promotion that many of you haven't realized. Big thank you to our sponsors, Knuckles, who are also our legal team in Good Morning Spain. Woohoo! And then we have here the Harbour. Big thank you to the Harbour, always awesome. And our Zero Hero and our sponsors. Bon appetit!
Use them quickly so they can be a part of an event even they're remote. So because some of them have been working really a lot, like even night shifts, to be able to make a happy helpline ready for the event. And we have people around different countries, and again, like nowadays we communicate in English only, so it's as accessible as possible. So yeah, so anyone who wants to join our remote internship and be connected to like-minded people, please tell them. We will help them to onboard.
Thank you.
Please do sign up to the newsletter from the town hall. Gives you lots of information, but also you can send them your information to share with our community. You can watch recordings of Marbella now from the RTV Marbella website, also from their YouTube channel or my YouTube channel, and links to everything through my website, nicoleking.es. I hope you take care of yourselves, that you're going to be nice to each other, look after each other, and that you'll join us again next week to know more of what's going on in Marbella right now. Hasta ahora.